Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, to Eldritch Escape, a new extraction-based bullet heaven that has some similarities to yet another zombie survivors. We're going to take control of three different team members, one of which being the leader, and, you know, they're going to have their strengths, weaknesses, and ultimately it's all about collecting resources and then being extracted and using those resources to power ourselves up, beat some bosses, and ultimately kind of build out a base. The game just dropped its first demo on Steam, so if you want to check it out, link will of course be down below in the description. But you know what? Let's just jump into it. Go ahead, grab a snack, grab a drink, sit back, relax, and let's jump into some Eldritch Escape. But before we do, if you guys do like the content, would you kindly remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more roguelite action. But for now, let's go ahead and jump in. So we're going to continue from where I was. Let's see, Hope's Anchor. So I've played a little bit here. We have our quests off to the left side. Our quest log, we can only fill 3 at once. Right now, honestly, survive for 10 minutes is a little challenging. Gonna be quite honest here. So what do we have over here? We have just our standard meta progression, move speed, health regen, damage, and bonus armor. All of meta progression uses the same currency, so if we wanted to, we can use that over here, or we can come over here, and I believe it's this guy. It's been a couple days since I played. Yeah, so basically each character is going to be able to increase in terms of levels. So they start at level 0, you get them up once, and then you get some additional move speed here. If you have the marksman, you have some extra move speed here again, and then you have your ability improvements. So each character has a different ability that you can use if they are the leader. Over here, you can see just kind of the trees in terms of not stats, but power-ups here, right? So if you take this first power-up, Ranger Rank 1, well, I've obviously taken Ranger Rank 2, but there's another one here that's hidden. It'll go down the tree, and then that's kind of how you can upgrade your characters. There's different ones. There's Skirmisher, there's Quick and Pace, all kinds of things that work off of the different weapons. And so you can see all the individual trees. So if you have one that you kind of want to work your way down, that's how you can kind of track that. And then we got this bloke over here who I kind of forgot. Oh, right. This is where we can choose our squad. So for right now, there's just 3 characters, and you can kind of see all their different stats. There is a lot of text here. I've just been playing with the marksman because he has the assault rifle and we can kind of aim it. I'm going to be honest, I'm actually going to try going with the samurai here today. And I'll talk a little bit about why here in a second, although maybe it's best to go biomancer because of that. You get some additional health. Let's see. So if you're the leader, you get to use the ability. Instantly heal 20% of your squad's max health. That might actually be beneficial. I think we're going to do this. And I'll talk a little bit about why here in a second. But let's go ahead and jump in. You found an active portal. Are you tempted to enter? Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and enter. The Brood Mother's Garden. So you get a little record here of how many kills you've gotten, how many resources you've actually pulled out. You've got all your weapons here up at the top. You've got your timer, your health, experience at the top, resources. You've got your kills. You've also got your cooldown, and you have your leader markup here. So we have all our stats. We have our weapons. And it looks like each character can have 2 weapons, although I haven't figured out how to get another weapon. They can also have different modules. So this module here, one thing I have noticed, I'm guessing, again, this seems to happen a lot, where if games are played in 4K, their scaling is a little off. So I'm wondering if these tooltips are just broken in 4K, and they should be bigger if you're playing in 1080p, because these are quite small. I don't know if you can read that. I'm having trouble on my 32-inch monitor reading this, so if you're reading on a phone, I apologize. So I'll read this out. The AI-assisted scope, which is broken, a powerful scope with AI-assisted targeting systems, plus 15% range, plus 5% critical chance, and minus 25% fire rate. I think that I'm going to give this to, let's see, extra range, probably our melee attack. So the Sunfire Katana is our melee weapon. This is going to fire off automatically. The only one that we really control is our leader. So if I was playing the marksman, for example, I could control where this rifle was going. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm thinking maybe playing with the biomancer as lead is going to be advantageous. One of the things that I've found, the game is quite difficult. Now that could be because I'm not like fully leveled up. Oh, let me actually check the map here. See where we need to go. So we have places of power, bosses. Oh, I should probably go down here. So it is an extraction shooter, so you are gonna have to collect your stuff. So I think we're gonna do that. Although I don't see where the boss is. I'm hoping we can kind of wait to fight the boss. So let's go ahead and collect our stuff, maybe see what this is. We got a place of power here that we can hit up as well. And we'll get an arrow indicator of the direction that we need to go. But it is quite challenging, I will say. I've had some trouble. Like I said, that quest that I have, survive for 10 minutes, I've not gotten there yet. And, you know, I've played at this point quite a few bullet heavens. You know, I have about 100 under my belt. And yeah, I'm having trouble hitting 10 minutes. So we'll see here. So we do get the levels up. There's some nice color coding here to tell you exactly which ones that you're thinking of going for. So for example, you can look here, and even though this is tied to a weapon, is obviously a offensive skill. And then I guess this is counting as defense. I wouldn't consider critical hit chance defense, but hey, that's where we're at here. So let's actually go for, let's go duration, I think, on our main attack here as we make our way over to our death site. Oh, got it. We got some enemies there. We don't have any dash, so waves like that are going to be a little challenging for us, which is kind of one of the reasons why I'm wondering. I'm going to go for fire rate, I think. Why I'm thinking that if I put the assault rifle, because the assault rifle is kind of like our main source of damage in my mind that we're doing. Like, that's our big damage source. So if I put it as the AI, as long as the AI is okay, I'm assuming that it will probably do better at targeting enemies than I would. So even though it gives me a more active playstyle to have such thing, having the Biomancer kind of be our main attacker kind of turns this into just a more traditional... Oh, crap, I triggered the boss. Okay, well, I guess it's time to talk about the boss. I was hoping to save this till later. So let's go for more duration. I think this, I'm going to be completely honest here. I try to always be as honest as I can be. Unless I am misunderstanding this boss fight, I think this boss is horrifically poorly designed. So the way that I understand this boss, as you can see here, there's all these little guys here. So the boss has a shield on it. Now, I can't hurt the boss if it has that shield on it. In order to drop the boss's shield, I have to hit these little, like, alien-looking guys. The problem is that they run away all over the place. So by the time that I trigger this one, and I can hit the boss once or twice, this guy's already down. So I have to come down here and hit him again while also managing all these toxic pools. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the fight, but it seems like a horribly designed fight, to be completely honest. And again, it's one of those things where, like I said, perhaps I'm misunderstanding the fight, but as a first impression, like, this is the only boss I've seen in the game so far. And if I was just a normal player picking up the game and I saw this boss, I would probably immediately put the game down. I'm not even going to go collect my stuff here because I just don't want to fight that boss. I fought it several times. I've tried different tactics. I can't figure this one out. I don't know what's going on here. So then let's do this. We do have a shop up here, but we don't have anything to spend it on. We have an exit portal. I haven't gone there yet. We could try that and see what that is. Although there's a home portal. Okay, so let's make our way up here, actually. We'll see what that is. Actually, let's turn up the audio a little bit. I'm actually surprised it's that quiet. Okay. But, you know, the actual idea of how they're implementing the three characters is one that clearly works. We played quite a bit of Yet Another Zombie Survivors back in the fall, I believe it was, of 2024. And I had a lot of fun with that one. What do we want to go for? Base damage. Base damage, this has got to be good. Some of the numbers, I'm going to be honest, on some of the level ups, I don't think are as impactful as they should be. So, for example, like 2% move speed, I think that could probably be buffed up a bit. I always get a little bit worried whenever I see stats that are that small. It's just like, I'm never going to be happy taking something that's like 2% or 1%. Like 5% is okay. 10% we're getting into better ranges. But like 2% just, to me, doesn't seem to do all that much. Okay, so let's keep going this way. But yeah, yet another zombie survivors I thought was a great implementation of like the 3-character structure, but it was also pretty great because like you start with one character, like you constantly build. And I will say one thing that I think is, as far as I've played right now, I want to be clear about that because, again, it's an early demo. But so far, what I've experienced is I haven't been able to find other weapons. And I think as well, one of the things that I'm kind of missing is some kind of transformation in how combat works. So if you haven't played yet another Zombie Survivors, one of the things that does is, for one, all your different weapons have some kind of evolution to them, which is pretty standard when it comes to you know, weapons in Bullet Heavens, but they also have like different, if I remember correctly, don't they have different trees you can go down to get like, no, maybe they don't have trees. Maybe they just have different weapons. So basically each character that you get has different skills that you can pick up. Ooh, let's go for size here. Let's make our bio attack a little bigger. They have different skills that you can pick up, so you can kind of change how combat works. So you have kind of, you have like innate stats from what I remember that each character is going to give you. Like I think the ninja character does he give crit rate? Okay, let's give our squad some crit chance. But then you have like different weapon types. So you have like a different primary weapon for each character. You have a couple different skills. You have a couple different like defensive or buff options. And so your builds can kind of change a little bit. I haven't experienced that yet in this game. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. But for as far as I've been able to survive in the game, really the only things that I'm seeing as far as customization is it's just kind of stat upgrades. I think that the overall kind of gameplay of having 3 different types, I think will be interesting once we get. I'm completely surrounded here. Okay, maybe we need to make our way back to that portal. I'm not actually sure what's in that. I don't think I've been inside one of those portals yet. Let's go ahead and pop our ability here, and let's go ammo capacity as well. So let's just see, can we just go inside this? Oh, it's blocked in the demo. Okay, so we can't do that yet. So I'm hoping at some point they'll... No, I don't want to go back in. I was trying to go that way. So I'm hoping at some point that we will be able to kind of customize our characters a little bit. So what do we want to do then? Let's go ahead and open up the map here. What do we want to do? There is something over here. We can go see what that is. It could very well just be a like health pickup. It's a tree, I guess. Oh, geez, it's another freaking boss. Okay, is this boss going to be different? Please tell me this boss is going to be different than the last boss. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get out of it. Okay, I guess it's just a radiating attack. Okay, I'm just not fast enough to get out of that, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'll take more damage. But like, how am I supposed to get inside? How am I supposed to get inside here to attack the boss? Okay. I think, okay, do I have any kind of opening? Can I, like, I can't get in there to attack the boss. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Honestly, I'm probably too under-leveled here to actually get in and fight the boss. Like, I probably need more upgrades. Okay, there we go. We can get a little bit of damage. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I haven't even touched... I probably just am not supposed to take on this boss, but I feel like the better solution would be to give the character... Like, I keep taking damage from them. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get out of these. The better solution would probably be to put you up against the boss and then have, like, a button press and be like, hey, do you want to fight the boss? Because, like, no. No, I definitely would not like to fight the boss right now. I'm not strong enough to do this. Yeah, I'm just completely stuck here. All right. Well, unfortunately, and this is kind of one of the other things I want to talk about extraction shooters and roguelikes in particular. That's kind of a push or pull, kind of a hit or miss for me. Is that the whole idea here, right? Is that you're going to spend your resources to power up, but it's an extraction shooter. So if you die, you lose your stuff. So basically, all of the resources that I just gathered, I can basically never get them back because it's an extraction shooter, right? So I could go back and collect my grave and it'd be fine. The problem is I died in a boss arena. So if I go back to collect it, I'm going to trigger the boss fight again. I'm going to die. And then I just get stuck in an infinite loop where I just can't pick it up. So let's see here. Let's go for, I'm going to keep going for damage here. And I'll also pick up some health regen, I suppose. I still need to find the legs. So this is part of a quest. This first guy, this little skull boy over here, it's a quest that he gives. So I gotta find his legs. I'm not exactly sure where those are. What do we have here? Is this pickup range again? It is pickup range. We'll just put that there for now. And where should we go check out this time? I suppose we can go do the place of power. There's a couple of those there. Perhaps it's these question marks. Like, it says unexplored, but the thing is, like, I've explored bosses, and I'm not sure why the bosses aren't being revealed. So maybe let's do, like, so that's not the boss, because the boss would be, let's see, where's my player grave? Yeah, so, like, this is clearly a boss. So why is that not? That's probably just maybe just a bug in the demo, perhaps. So let's make our way down here to the place of power. Got to be careful of all of this stuff, too. All this stuff does contact damage, so we can't touch any of that. And perhaps what I should be doing is staying near the home exit, playing for like 5 minutes, or just staying very close, and then when I'm close to death, leave, just to get more powerful, rather than, because right now I'm kind of exploring, trying all the different things here. So this place of power, let's just go for squad damage here. It's one of those things where we've seen in other Bullet Heavens before, where you have to kill a certain amount of enemies in the radius. However, it's a little bit backwards in that rather than standing inside the circle and killing enemies inside, you stand outside the circle and you have to kill enemies while they're inside. And which to me is, it's a little bit weird, because the characters that they give, like, this would play a little bit differently depending on the characters you have, but we have, like, my bio range is just like on the very outer edge of the circle, right? It goes to right here. And then we have a melee attack, which also goes right there. So I only have one weapon that can kind of like hit enemies inside the circle. So it's kind of a weird design, but that's mostly because of the characters that are given to us. It'll probably play a little bit differently, you know, once we have some different characters to play with. So we have some status effects up here. We have Frenzied Rush, which, okay, I'm going to have to get my magnifying glass to read this. We have, let's see, attack speed up, fire rate up, move speed up by 1%, and max health -2. And then this is the Manic Craving. So whenever we get a kill, we gain the Frenzied Rush. So whenever we get a kill, we get 4% attack speed, 4% fire rate, 1% move speed, and -2 max health. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it for doing that challenge. That, again, it's one of those things where those numbers don't seem super impactful to me. But hey, to each their own. You guys tell me. Do you think I'm being too critical there, or is it not as impactful as you would like to see? So we did that. So we did the place of power. So let's make our way up here. Let's see what this question mark is. Should probably pick up my experience as well. Do we want more melee weapon damage, or we could just get crit hit, status effect duration? It has a exclamation point. I'm not sure what that exclamation point is, but I suppose maybe it's because it's our leader. Okay, so it's just a health pack, which we can take. We're pretty low on health. Or not low on health, but we're lower. Let's see what else we got around here. So we do have a shop. Yeah, so I'm okay. So one of the things I'm not sure about, because we have unexplored here, right? So, and we know that's a boss. We know that that is a boss, but we also have these health packs here. So like once I discover a health pack, is it then explored? So like the health pack that I just picked up here, is that now an explored health pack? So if I come in again, is that going to be revealed? Actually, you know what? Now that I think about that, I think that this is also an exit portal. I think I have been up there before. Because I know that I've gone up near the vendor, and I couldn't do the thing that was nearby. So let's take more fire rate here. Got to take more damage. Ooh, what is this? Is that just the edge of the map? Can I not walk past this? Not available in the demo. Okay, so there's clearly an edge of the map. It just doesn't show it in the map itself. Let's go recharge speed, I suppose. That way we can keep this up as long as possible. Let's go ahead and pop our heal. Just, you know, get it activated so we can go ahead and heal up here in another minute. Oh, I can't even go to the question mark. Okay, so what could we buy? We could buy a full heal, but we lose 10 max health. We could buy extra move speed and one health per second regain. We could get... You lose 50 max health. On every kill, restore 1 health. On every 20 kills, gain 1% damage, but you need 666. I'm not even close to that. And then you get a reroll count for 100. Right? I can't get to that. So I'm a little confused as to why that's actually shown here. So we know that's a boss. I guess we don't know that this is a boss. Right? Is this the one that we checked? No, we checked this one, right? Maybe I should just collect some stuff and then escape and power up a little bit. But I still need to find the legs. If the legs are in a boss fight, I think we're screwed. I think we're screwed. Maybe we just try and stay near the door and try surviving for 10 minutes. Where are we at time-wise? Where's my time? Okay, so we're at like 3.5 minutes. I think that's going to be my goal. Let's just stay near the door, get some kills, power up, and see if we can get to 10 minutes. And then if we get close to death, we can just escape with all the stuff that we picked up. Let's go base damage +2. That seems like way better than the 5% increase. Because even if you take 10% on our assault rifle, we're doing what, like 20 damage? And 10% of that would be 2. So us gaining 2 base damage on something that's doing like 8 damage, that's basically giving us 25%. Oh my god, that hurts my eyes every time. Minus 35% duration, plus 20% recharge rate. On recharge, overcharged characters equip. On recharge, trigger an amount. Oh. Well, how does that work on a weapon that doesn't have duration? Well, it looks like it works. Or it at least can be equipped. Whether it works or not, I don't know. Oh, no, we're still firing. Okay. First, oh, geez. Okay. I was looking at our ammo count up here, and I was like, are we actually firing anything? We are. We are. Okay, let's take micro batteries number 2. Okay, we're halfway there. But I haven't seen any kind of... Yeah, I haven't seen any kind of blast radius. On recharge. So overcharges character's equipped weapon. On recharge. Oh, so maybe it has to be put on something with... Maybe it has to be put on something... Ah, there we go. Okay, so it actually has to be put on something with duration. There we go. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna see what the world boss feels like. Let's go for... Yeah, there's an exclamation. Maybe this means I haven't taken it yet? Okay, the Baron, huh? Where is the Baron? That's a good question. Where is the Baron? Oh, there he is. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. Of note, in case I didn't say it, we don't have a dash. Let's go for medic. Okay, well, so far we've dealt more damage to this boss than either of the previous ones. He is freaky looking, though. I do like all the character designs. The character designs are really nice. All this, like, Eldritch horror. Really cool. Yeah, let's go for extra recharge speed. That way we also get our little explosive blast. Alright, so unfortunately he is slower than all of his little cronies here. Kind of. I think he was just hanging back. Okay, extra duration. Yeah, let's go medic rank 5. Maybe there's some achievements of like, you know, building up your skill trees. Okay, we got some experience up here. I'm going to try and wing my way around, grab some of that. Hopefully get the Baron a little bit closer to us so we can take him out. Oh god, the spiky trees. There we go. Okay, nice. Are you going to give me some nice rewards? Ooh, give me a nice chest. What the frick? Why am I surrounded by... Can I break these trees? Let's get some damage reduction. Can I break the trees? Like, how do I get out of here? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got a ton of resources. We got a new root seed, +1 health regen per second. Wait, why can't I... Why can't I put this on? Strange, ominously glowing seed. When consumed, its roots integrate in your body, enhancing your passive health regeneration by rapidly closing wounds. What do I do with this? This also has... I'm not sure why this has... It says restored? Broken. I'm not entirely sure how to use that. Oh boy. Oh Jesus. I mean, okay, we're gonna take the more damage. Ideally, I would probably take the move speed to get back to the escape route, but I don't know if that's really gonna help me here. 2% move speed. Yeah, unfortunate. Well, we didn't make the 10 minutes. Yeah, so you can see like all the resources that we picked up are gone, so I'm gonna have to go pick them up. So what it kind of leads you to do is go back, collect. So basically, you go back, you collect your stuff, and then you have to leave, come back here. So all the extraction element really does is just to me, it just kind of adds an extra kind of unneeded step. I haven't played enough extraction games to understand like what the what is the I guess it is just the risk reward of being like, oh, I need to not get greedy and then run back and drop off my stuff. But yeah, I don't really, I'm not sure how that necessarily blends with the bullet heaven genre, because the whole idea is that you keep coming back to strengthen up, but like you collect up resources and then they drop all in one space. So really the goal here would now be to go back in, grab my stuff while everything is easy, run back here and just power everything up. So really the only thing that's happened is you've put an extra like 3 minutes in between me and powering up. That's the only real like gameplay aspect I can think that it adds. What do we have here? Oh, right, swordsman training. So I had to put this on pause because there was another quest that I was looking to take and I wasn't really going into this that far. Yeah, so basically I'm assuming that further progress is going to need to be made by doing the survive for 10-minute quest. Because I think this first torso I actually collected from the boss site. I didn't beat the boss. It was just kind of like at the ground. I think I've checked most spaces. I have not found the legs yet, so I'm not sure where they are. It might just be in a space that I haven't found yet. The game itself, I'll be honest, I was hoping for a little bit more. So I saw this one on Reddit back like a month or two ago. I saw an ad posted for it, and it looked really cool. And it's kind of one of those things where like, when you look at trailer footage, typically, you know, especially for Bullet Heavens, like they're going to show you kind of like the end state of the game. And the question is kind of like what needs to transpire in order to get up to that stage. I don't even know if that can be done in the demo, to be completely honest with you. I haven't found a way yet to get more weapons. And that, I think, is really what's missing here. It just feels like there's not enough ways to actually damage enemies. We have 3 weapons here, right? We have our AoE on our Biomancer, we have a melee attack on our Samurai, and we have a range attack on our Marksman. But the ways that we actually go about improving those weapons, to me, don't feel impactful enough. Over the course of those 10 minutes that we were playing, I personally didn't feel like there was any difference in my strength from when we began to when we ended. Now, typically, you know, in a Bullet Heaven, you're either going to get things like increased quantity of projectiles or increased size or increased speed of the projectiles, or you're going to get like be able to get a much bigger size, right? If you're taking on like the Biomancer's ability. Right, like not just like 5%, 10% size, but you know, make it so that it's actually a lot bigger, can hit more enemies. Even with taking the size modifications here, I wasn't really feeling like I was getting a lot of bang for my buck with those upgrades. Kind of the same thing can be said with the Marksman, right? We have some reload rate, but that only really applies when he runs out of ammunition on his clip. Like the damage percent, you know, you're increasing it by 5%. 5% on 20 is what, 1 damage. Is that going to be like enough to really feel like it's a reasonable, a sizable improvement? You know, not sure. So it kind of felt like there was just something missing in the combat. And again, I'll go back to those bosses. I don't know what is going on with those bosses. Maybe I'm missing something really clear. Maybe it's a little bit easier when you have more projectile weapons, because right now 2 out of our 3 weapons are very close range. So if you can attack the enemies that are farther away, maybe you can kind of stick, like stick closer to the boss, shoot the external mobs in order to trigger them, and then fight the boss. But with the weapons that are given to us, it seems really difficult to manage 4 mobs. Like, because by the time you hit the first one, its timer has started. So let's say it's a 10-second timer and it takes you 5 seconds to hit all 3 of the other ones. Well, that leaves you only 5 seconds to not only get to the boss, but also start to attack the boss. And then by the time the first one goes, then you got to hit that one. Well, by the time you hit that one, then the second one triggers. And you kind of get into this pattern where you're always trying to trigger, like fight the next mob. And it just didn't feel great to me. I fought it probably 3 or 4 times the other night when I tried this out, and kind of had the same experience every time. So yeah, not sure what the strategy for that one is there. I really like the style of the game. I think the style is really cool. I mean, I'm a real sucker for this like 2.5D style, and I think in general, like the characters look really cool. Like we can get a close up. No. We got to go up here for a close up. So if we take a look at the character designs, like it's a really cool style. It's kind of like this, again, it's like Eldritch horror mixed with a little bit of like sci-fi. What would you call it? I mean, it's almost like, it's like, but what is it? Biomechanical. That's what I'm going for. Almost that kind of look, which is kind of cool. All the leaders getting different abilities. That's a cool thing too. I really like that. That tends to work out in these like multiplayer systems. We do have different skins that we can go for. So each of the characters right now in the skill tree, their 4th level, is going to be a new skin. So we can take a look at those real quick. It's really just a different color change. So really all it is, actually now looking at it, is the biomancer and the samurai get the color of the marksman, and then the marksman gets the color of the biomancer. So unfortunately, no one can be red. I don't know why no one can be red. Oh, there we go. There's the red. There's the green, and there's the red. Okay, so everyone is just getting a color of the other ones. So maybe the goal is then that I really just need to maybe just take it a bit more slow and steady. So really like go in, get maybe, 2, like how much does this cost? This costs 1,500, right? Now, granted, it's level 9. So maybe the goal is just to kind of, keep increasing things. So, rather than these over here. So we go in, we go grab our 600 resources again, come in here, get a couple levels. It doesn't seem like it's, let's see, 100% fire rate and move speed values. Yeah, okay, so this would make us much quicker and make us shoot faster. Movement, fire rate, instantly reroll all projectile weapons. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Move speed, fire rate. Yeah, so it seems like these are really important. They are definitely expensive, which, leads me to believe, like, what is the overall loop here of the game? Now, part of me is thinking, like, okay, well, it's a demo, right? So it's not going to be, the full-fledged systems. It's mostly just to kind of get your toes wet, right? Feel out what the game feels like. And it's one of those things where, to me, I'm not sure that I'm a big fan of how the extraction system is working. I'm trying to think. There was another extraction. It was more of a zombie shooter, or a zombie bullet heaven, that we played. It was like right after the last Steam Next Fest, I think. I'm trying to think. The way that it worked, though, if I remember correctly, was every like 3. I think it was like in the first 5 minutes, or maybe it was in the first 3 minutes, it offered you an extraction point, and then 5 minutes after that and 5 minutes after that it kept offering you extraction points to be like, hey, is this where you want to leave? You should probably leave now, like you got all your stuff with you. If you die, you lose it. And I guess that was a little bit, to me, that was a little bit different, because there was real I think the difference there is that there was some real risk reward where if you died, you literally lost all your stuff. You couldn't go back and pick it up. So like, for example, let's go ahead and time this. We're at 35 on my timer here. Let's see how long this takes us. Right. So we get this little animation here that takes about 10 seconds. Small note, I kind of don't really like that. Like, just let me start playing the game. Don't take up 10 of my seconds. That's a very small nitpick. Okay, so let's make our way. I'm just gonna mark this here. Let's go ahead and pick this up. I just want to see, like, how long is this a loop? So we pick this up, we get all our stuff back. And now, like, you could argue, like, I could see, you know, you could make the argument that, like, oh, well, now you just play a normal game again. But this is going to start the endless loop. So I guess my point is, like, yeah, you could play again, right? You picked up your stuff, so now you have it safe. You start playing again. Well, then what happens if you die again? Well, then this loop is going to start over again because you can't power up until you come back here. So ultimately, the loop always has to end with us either winning the run or exiting, right? Retiring. Because otherwise, right? Does that make sense? Because if we go in, we collect our stuff, we go shoot, you know, a bunch of enemies, collect more, but we end up dying, we're in the same situation where I got to go in order to power up. I got to go in, collect my stuff, and then leave in order to power up. So ultimately, that loop took about a minute, I think. Actually, it was a little bit more than a minute. And we're in the same position we were before if it wasn't an extraction shooter, where I still have my resources, but it added in an extra step that I had to go in, collect my stuff, and come back out. So I understand, like, the risk reward factor that they're trying to add in. And it feels kind of counterintuitive, but I almost feel like it should just not drop your stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on how that works. I'm just trying to think of, like, what could you do instead or in addition so that you didn't feel like you had to go in here, pick up your stuff, and then leave again immediately, and just kind of add an extra step to the extraction phase. I don't know. You guys tell me if you have ideas. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Eldritch Escape. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. It is, of course, a, you know, first look demo. This is the first demo they've released. And what does it say what version we're in? No, I don't see that. Is it in here anywhere? No, it just says demo. But okay, as a first look, I think it's, you know, it's fine. I like the style. But I think that the upgrade system and the bosses for sure need a little bit of a look at, but I think there's some decent bones here, some decent bones. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you had fun, if you enjoyed your time, would you kindly remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more roguelite action. Guys, I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.